morning, everyone. How are you doing this morning? I hope you're doing great. I am doing not too bad. I'm a little tired, but it's all right. Um, Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn. If you don't know me or you haven't been here before, tutorials are something new that I'm getting into. Usually I just share what I've made, yarn hauls, mainly I knit and crochet. I do other crafts. I do love to do other crafts, but mainly it's knit and crochet. Okay, so this morning I am sharing with y'all a tutorial for, well, I'll show you the one that I made long time ago. It is a koozie for my water bottle. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a chunk of ice in there. I freeze my water so that I have ice cold water throughout the day. Now, the koozie that I'm going to show you how to make is simple. It's beautiful in its simplicity because it is just single crochets and you sew it together and you slip it right over your, oops, I have to do it on my tummy because I don't have the hand grip today to do it otherwise. And see, this will fit over most bottles. Now the top of this bottle is a little bit bigger in diameter than most. It is a new bottle I just got, but it still fits. So it can stretch, it can move around, and the open end on each, the openness of each end allows you to slip it over the bottle and not have any trouble. Now, you can use this as a can koozie. I'll show you. You can just slip it in. That works as well. Oops, I have not woven in the ends on this. But I have another tutorial coming up for you for that. So, but you can use it on either one. I use it mainly on my bottles, like I said, because now, disclaimer, these do not keep your drinks cold. There's no way. It's just cotton yarn. What it does do, as a maker, when I'm working with uh, my yarn, I don't want condensation or my hands getting damp from my drink. And I have my drink with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not really. Not when I'm asleep, but you know what I mean. When I'm awake, I have a drink with me. 9 times out of 10, it is my water bottle. I have 2 or 3 at a time in the freezer with frozen water that I just start defrosting. Like when this ice core starts melting, I will go grab another one, put it out on the counter so that it's thawing and ready for me to drink when I am totally thawed out in the previous bottle. And let me tell you, this was the easiest way for me to ditch my sodas because I used to drink Mountain Dews like I drink this water now. I used to think I might have been diabetic. I had gestational diabetes when I was pregnant with my twins, but as thirsty as I am all the time, I was like, I wonder. Well, after I had my twins, they tested me twice more to make sure that I didn't develop full-blown diabetes. And I was fine. I had to do that awful sugar test, drink that sugar stuff again, but I was totally fine. I just apparently am thirsty a lot, and that's okay. So today, like I said, I have made a simple tutorial. Um, this is my second tutorial. The first one was I crocheted a granny stitch bandana. And if you want to do that, if you want to find that, just search Daybreak Granny Stitch Bandana or Daybreak Granny Bandana, some variation of those things, and you'll see me. And my little icon is two balls of yarn, is my thumbnail for my channel. But anyway, I'm going to stop running my mouth. Maybe. Never. And I'm going to let you watch this tutorial. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe. I do hope that I make more tutorials. Now, the thing is with me is I don't make a tutorial. I don't want to be the person that makes a tutorial of someone who's already got a tutorial out. I don't want to be that person. Now, if there's something that I have done differently, I may reach out to that person and say, look, I used your, or not even if I didn't, if I did something that was similar to somebody else's, I could reach out to them and say, look, I made this, not with your tutorial, but mine is very similar, except for X, Y, and Z. Would you be bothered if I make my own tutorial showing my version? And if someone does the same to me and asks me that, they will gain my respect tenfold, a thousandfold, because there's a lot of tutorials out in YouTube. And I think there's enough space for all of us to teach what we do or to show what we do. Even if it's minor variations, it's still, you're putting your own stamp on it, but you're not saying it's your design, or, you're not saying that, because I have done pieces that I've not done tutorials on, but I've made pieces and I said, this is the pattern I got the original idea from, but I made X, Y, and Z changes. It's still not my pattern. So I wouldn't make a tutorial on it for those X, Y, and Z changes unless I talked to that original person. That's a respect thing. So if you do see something that you would like me to do a tutorial on, I will see about doing it. If it's something that someone else has already done, or it's a design created by a certain person that doesn't want YouTube tutorial made from it, then I won't be able to do it. But I will do everything in my power to make it happen within my own criteria of respecting other designers and YouTubers. So I'm going to hush and I'm going to let you enjoy the tutorial. It's my second one, like I said, my second tutorial ever, but I really enjoyed it. So I hope you do too. Thank you. Here it is. Today we are doing a bottle koozie. This is an open-ended, it's basically a sleeve that you put over your bottle. For today we need I'm using a Lily Sugar and Cream leftover cone of cotton yarn, which is a 4-weight, 4.5mm crochet hook, scissors, and an embroidery needle, or weaving in needle, or what everybody calls them different things. It's a needle. So I'm going to do my little slip knot. All right. Now, I had a way to have a better setup than this, but I had to move my camera, so I lost my little convenient way of doing cones. That's okay. We can kind of make it work. All right. So on this, you need to chain 17. So 2, 3, 4. I'm trying a new setup because the last one I didn't work as fluid as I wanted it to. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. Now, the way I do mine, when I go back into a chain, I go into the back hump. And by this, I mean, looks like camel humps, on the back of your line, right? So don't go in the first hump, go in the second one and single crochet all the way down. Okay. Trying to get back over to my little indicator here so that I'll stay in the screen for y'all. And I'm doing this in the knife hold only because my hand will be in the way for my pencil grip. And the good thing about this doing it in that back hump is you get a beautiful edge to the bottom of your work, right? Let me see if I can make sure I'm in the camera. It's a beautiful edge. The downside of it is it takes a minute, especially when you're not doing it in your typical hold. All right, so I can't do this very well this far away from my body. I wanted to show y'all where to go in and how to get it, to get it to that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off screen and go to the end of this. Be right back. Okay, we are back. Now, when I said chain 17, I wasn't thinking, but that's okay. 15, I came out with 15 single crochets across my line, and that is plenty. I have a pretty large hand for a woman, and I can that still covers my hand. And this koozie is to keep the condensation off of my water bottle off my hand when I'm working with my yarn. So this is fine. That's 15 single crochets, works just fine. All right, so I'm at the end of that row and I'm going to turn it. All right, let me do that on camera. All right, so I'm going to turn it. All right, get my yarn out of my way so I can go back into that first stitch. Now, I don't single crochet, I don't chain one at the end of my row. I just go straight into that first single crochet and make another. All right, let me see if I can hold this in my normal pencil grip and still be okay. And then I single crochet all the way across to the end. Yeah, see, this is so awkward. Let me see if I can stand up and do this. I'm scared of hitting the camera, and I have it so close as to give y'all a good view. All right. So I guess again, I'm going to have to go off camera. And that just might be a trademark, unfortunately, with my tutorials, that I have to go off camera so that I can get everything done. I can show you the first couple stitches and then I'll have to pause it. I will be right back. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the end of this row and turn. Okay, coming back right before the end. Some people don't ever know where to go in right here. So if you'll see that last V at the top, let me see if I can get it right there. That last V at the top, just go up under those and you're fine. Now some people say, oh, but that's the chain you skipped at the beginning. Yes, it is. And it gives you a little bit of a lump, but not huge. You know, it's not insurmountable. So now you have your chain, your first row, and your second row. All right. And I never count the chain row as my first row. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn my work and show you where I went in one more time. And then, like I said, keep that working yarn up out of your way so that you can go back into that first single crochet that you just worked. And then go in that like that. And then single crochet across. I wish I could do the knife grip, but I struggle with it. And maybe I can try to teach myself or to train my hands in a way to do that, especially for when I do tutorials, because I do like doing these. But anyway, what I want you to do is do a total of 34 rows, and then we will meet back here. So I'm on my third row now. I will meet you back when I'm on my 34th row. I won't have it complete, but I will come back before I finish it. And then we can get this koozie done. Okay, we're back. So if you are an experienced crocheter and you don't need this help, concentrate on something else for just a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count you through. Sorry, I do have... Okay, I can tell that I'd spent the last couple of minutes not talking. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I'm doing is I'm counting where I went in the row before, so I can always see that little leg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. All right, so we are at row 34. Now, I was catching up while I was doing those 34 rows. I was catching up with my morning routine of podcasters and whatnot. And at this moment, I was watching Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches. All right. Unfortunately for her, she sounds like she's getting sick. But anyway, all right. So we're at the very last stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, grab it, finish that off. Okay. Now, I need to leave a long enough tail to sew in to sew together my ends. All right. So usually I'll double the length that I need. And I know that's a little excessive, but you never know how many times you're going to need to go in something, right? Ew. This is the first time I've used these scissors, and they are stiff. Stiff. Okay. So put that to the side. Put my cone over here. All right. Now I'm going to pull that through. Okay. Now, the way I like to do it, I'm going to try to do this. I have vision problems. Y'all know this. I'm trying to do this on camera the best I can. I can't. I just can't see it very well. All right, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I had to bring it to me so that I could see it. Okay. So, essentially, what I want to do is the nub of this one right here. I'm going to go in that nub from front to back. So, if you were looking at them together, I'm going front in from the front, okay? And what that does, that kind of anchors it together to where it's, I basically want the two V's to match up to these two V's, okay? And I did. So I'm going to make sure that I am in camera. All right, so I'm going to pick up the loop closest to me on this side and go through the loop closest to me on the other side. So basically sorry, I am shaking the camera. So basically, they're kissing each other, right? Oops. Okay. Guess they didn't want to talk to me. Lost my thread. All right. So basically, just go in like that, go through, come back, and I always go back in the way I came on the first one. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to be struggling so bad. All right. It's a lot easier doing this without being on camera, just saying. All right, I'm going to see if I can keep my left hand still so that I'm not, I don't know if you can see, but it's matching up beautifully. Each single crochet top is matching up with the previous one. I mean, with the one across the way. The one across the street. And I just like to be able to get it, to keep it uniform. And you're matching stitch for stitch, so it works well. And I don't know how this is coming across on the camera in the regards of when I put my hand in the way of the camera's view. I'm trying not to, but there's simply sometimes you just cannot get away from it because I have to hold the project still to where it doesn't move as I'm trying to thread my needle. But you know, it's pretty simple, and it's a lot more simple when you have it in front of you and not far away from you like I do with the oop, oop, oop. It's trying to fall back out. Hang tight. That's another reason to have a good long tail. All right. All right. Let's see. Come on, puppy. So anyway, you get it threaded through all the way to the end. And see, I like stopping on the opposite end of as my beginning tail because I end up knotting it just for secure. just to make sure everything's all nice and tight and it doesn't work out. Now, I always weave in my ends in 3 ways or 3 directions so that I know it's secure. But in single crochet, sorry, I'm trying to get it to where you can see what I'm doing. All right, so that last piece, see there's a little gap? So what I do is I come back over and I get that nub right there so that I'm on the opposite side. Let me turn it. I'm on, see, this is on this side of the koozie and this is on the other. So basically, I want them to be opposite, right? And then I just tie it in a knot. And since single crochet is nubby anyway, you will not see this knot in the end scheme of things. Look, see how tight I got that? You're not going to see that. Isn't that a lovely little finish? I love it. It's right here if you can't see it. But it's seamless. It looks seamless when you're not like super down into it. Okay. So what I'll do is I will rethread my needle. I'm going to do this off camera because it's just too difficult to try to see it. And I'll go inside my koozie and I'll go through these little sections of each side where I went in with my hook and made the single crochet, because this is the tightest part of the stitch. You know, where you go in to the previous row, that is the tightest part of the stitch. So there is our water bottle koozie. And look at that. That will be perfect. That will not let any condensation get on my hand when I'm holding my water bottle. So I don't actually, I do have one. It's in black, but I will show you the best I can. And it's on a water bottle right now, so I really don't want to get water all over everything. Let's see if I can do it like this. All right, so see, this is the way my water bottle, I freeze my water, but look at there. See, it doesn't let the condensation get to my hands, which is what I really need when, oh no, I got water on there. It's really what I need when I'm working with my yarn, because there's nothing worse than trying to slide yarn through wet fingers. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.